A group of strangers is trapped inside a bar. Pretty simple premise for a neat little Spanish genre mix. The Bar is the newest movie by Spanish director Álex de la Iglesia. I still remember the afternoon when an old friend introduced me to this filmmaker. He showed me the movie that's probably his most famous one to this day, El Día de la Bestia, The Day of the Beast. De la Iglesia has a very prominent style. In almost all his works he's combining the grotesque with very dark elements. His films are funny and dark and shocking at the same time, and The Bar is no exception. It is set in a very narrow location for its entirety and brings together different kind of people in an extreme situation. After a customer is leaving the bar at the beginning, he is brutally shot in the head immediately and no one knows why. Step by step, the people in that bar are coming up with theories, and of course it doesn't take long until accusations and open threats are expressed. The Bar is a weird genre mix that combines comedy, horror and thriller elements. It's atmospheric and the cinematography comes across as quite glamorous while also highlighting the ordinary, rundown bar, full of ordinary people. There are two young ones, a beautiful girl who was on her way to a blind date and a hipster whose Taliban beard isn't the best thing to make the others go trust him. But all the others are older, a little bit overweight, withered faces, balding, and I like the down-to-earth feeling of it. Well, there's one that's a complete nutcase, the homeless person Israel, who's reciting Bible verses all the time. He's the show stealer and responsible for most of the jokes, which are timed pretty well with a great sense for the editing. But the movie as a whole was a letdown for me, and here's why. With the premise, the interesting group of characters, the cinematography, editing and the intriguing score, it seemed to have so much potential, and when it couldn't live up to it, I felt very frustrated. From the beginning there seems to be that promise of something horrifying. They discover a man who ran to the guest room at the beginning and his face is horribly deformed. I won't say what's the reason behind it, but The Bar doesn't quite work as a horror movie. It's not even really trying, and it was probably more my expectations that were in the way. But then again, the movie had quite some part in building that expectation. There are some death scenes, but almost all of them are disappointing to watch. Many persons are killed off screen, one is simply hit over the head and two died by falling into water. Though there is a scene, or actually two scenes, that involve a hole in the ground, and that was some really hard to stomach stuff. But the lack of really intensifying horror wouldn't have been a problem if The Bar worked as a dark comedy, but it lacked in that regard as well. From the halfway point on, the character interactions get very predictable, but the biggest surprise was that there is no surprise. With the premise, the different theories, and the way the people turned on each other, it seemed quite obvious that there must be a dark, twisted revelation at the end. But there wasn't, and I left the cinema kind of underwhelmed. Overall, Álex de Iglesias' The Bar is still a fun, atmospheric, strange little movie, but there was definitely more potential. In German I'd say klein, gemein und dreckig schön, aber so ganz geht die Rechnung leider nicht auf. I give The Bar 6 out of 10. It's more like 5.9, but I don't do that.
¡Hijos de puta! ¡Venga,
Vamos a morir todos.
Tú desde luego, desayunando aguardiente todos los días.
Todos los días no, ¿eh?
Alright, that's it. Like always, comment below, let me know what you think about The Bar. And also let me know what are some of your favorite movies that take place in more or less one single location. Alfred Hitchcock has 3 that come to mind: Rope, Lifeboat and of course Rear Window. A newer one, even though it's also over 20 years old by now, would be Clerks. You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like, and make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.